The conclusion, as I beg Donald Trump to unbind Nigeria and those nations where independence is being fought, especially Amazonia, Somaliland, Western Sahara. Unbind them. I beg you, unbind them. Let there be development. If you unbind, I was talking about Nigeria, this is conclusion now. If you unbind Nigeria, you will see that all these ethnic tensions will fizzle out. All these ethnic tensions will fizzle out. Tribalism, chronic tribalism to the neglect of development will fizzle out. All the tension of religious bigotry, where a particular group, a particular religious group will want to lord it over the other, will fizzle out. All the terrorism, whether you call it jihadism or whatever, will fizzle out. All this lack of infrastructure, all this lack of concentration on infrastructural development will fizzle out. All this lack of development in terms of, you are talking about Donald Trump, I beg you are talking about African countries being able to manufacture, even not being able to manufacture even small drugs that can take care of their health needs. Small drug. Africa cannot do that if all these corrupt politicians are there, number one. And these corrupt politicians, they are being supported by religious leaders, all the so-called corrupt religious leaders that are turned to GOs and whatever. They are part and parcel of the rot. Economic, they are part of traditional, they are part and parcel of the rot. And so, how are you going to talk about meaningful development if these rots are there? If they are preying on tribalism, if they are preying on regionalism, if they are preying on religions and religious groups, if they are preying on jihadism, if they are preying on sentiment, if they are preying on favoritism, how can they develop? They cannot. Even over 1 million years, Nigeria can never be better because Nigeria is bound to fail. And with all those internal negative forces, the neo-colonial powers like Britain, France, and the rest, the Western world, they are preying on those negative internal forces in those countries to continue to subjugate the people and continue to stifle development. So they cannot develop. And that is why I'm begging you, unbind Nigeria, so that meaningful development can start, so that the people can take their destinies into their hands. The various nationalities, the various nations will take their nation, and there can be competition. There are some countries that if they have been allowed, if there are some people that if they have been allowed to stay on their own, they would have moved forward. And not only moving forward, let me give you an example. Some people say, oh, we talk about it, is a Hebrew. I'm a Hebrew. I don't support evil. I don't support wickedness. I don't support bad things. I don't support that. God forbid that I should support evil. Many people that are there talking about unemployment in Nigeria. How can you solve the problem of unemployment, for example? It cannot. Even if you bring a cent sitting down there, how many jobs can the cent create in a year? For example, if you bring somebody who will create about 100,000 jobs, 100,000 by 8, that is only 800,000 in 8 years. How will that solve the chronic unemployment in Nigeria? It will not solve. And this is what is happening all across nations of Africa. All across nations. They are going down and down the drain. They are going from bad to worse. It cannot. Infrastructural development, because one particular leader, I'm talking about Nigeria, one particular leader that sees himself as an ethnic jingoist, as a tribalist, will not want other sections, other regions to develop, because you have to stifle them, because you have to suppress them. And that cannot help in the genuine development in Nigeria. There are some people who have technological ingenuity. There are some people who have scientific ingenuity, who can manufacture drugs, who can manufacture cars, who can manufacture engines, who can manufacture a lot of things that can kickstart the actual development of these, for example, in Nigeria. But they will not be allowed to do so. Because of what? Because of corruption, and because of ethnic, and because of tribalism, because of religion. So the only thing I beg you, Donald Trump is going to do is to unbind Nigeria, loose Nigeria. Let Biafrans go, let Oduduwas go, let Bararafas go. If there are more countries that can find and good, let them now develop on their own and cooperate. You say, well, why is he saying something like that? Is it only Nigeria that did that? Is it only Nigeria that this has happened? Did it not happen in Czechoslovakia? In Yugoslavia? Did it not happen in some Eastern European countries? And how are they doing today? They are doing very well. It did not happen in Macedonia. They are doing very well. And they are cooperating. You see that they've been able to create within a shop. I tell you, if this is done, within the next 1 year, you find out that the problem of unemployment, for example, will be drastically reduced. Number one, you will find out that technological inventions will kickstart. Educational system will be stabilized. Fast development will quickly kickstart in all this, and that will help Africa. It's not the aid. It's not the financial help that cannot help them. Because, for example, I know of many African countries that have been given financial aid. That those financial aid, two-thirds of those aids ended up back into the same country that gave them the aid. Ended up in Europe that gave them the aid. Ended up in America. Ended up in those countries that give them the aid. It shows the stupidity of the leaders in especially Africa. It shows the foolishness. How can you be begging for aid? They give you the aid and you share the aid into three. Take two-thirds of it back into the bank of those people that are begging for aid, and you continue to beg for aid. You see that it's a vicious circle. The Western neo-colonial powers, they are busy draining your resources. They are busy causing division here and there. They are busy suppressing people that want genuine independence and genuine development. But they are busy talking about, we are giving them aid, we are giving Nigeria aid, we are giving Ethiopia aid, we are giving Liberia aid, we are giving this person aid, but they are giving Sierra Leone aid, but they are busy also encouraging those leaders to loot the same aid that is given to them back into those countries. How can they develop? They are busy causing divisions. The neo-colonialists are busy causing divisions all over Africa. How can Africa develop? Please, Donald Trump, I beg you, unbind Nigeria. Let Nigeria be divided. Let Amazonia have their own independence, I beg you. Let Somaliland have their own independence. Let Western Sahara maybe have their own independence. Because it has shown that these people are completely different. I'm not talking about the people that are that do not have this problem. For example, in Liberia, if you see, check for example in Liberia, you cannot talk about this because despite the fact that there are some nationalities, there are some ethnic nationalities, but they can't find common ground because they are united. It doesn't matter whether development is going in this area, a leader comes and he wants development in all areas, not to stifle one particular region. Because of what? Because of religion, because of ethnicity, and because of stupidity and foolishness. Nigerian leaders are proven to be so foolish. Help them out of their foolishness. Help them to learn. So, deport all those people, if need be, all students, all those of them who have gotten to America via student visa and they decided to stay there, please deport all of them. Because until they went to study and after studying, they should go back. All Nigerian politicians, let them go. And all the children of Nigerian politicians, let them go back. The children of Nigerian traditional rulers, let them go back. And their relatives, the children of Nigerian economic elites, let them go back. The children of Nigerian religious leaders, let them go back. They themselves should go back. All of them, their children, their relatives, they should go back. Apart from the illegal immigrants that were deporting, please, all these people deport them, let them go back and solve their wrath. Because if things are going well in many countries, it will not put economic pressure on America. It will not put social pressure on America. It will not put health pressure on the health system in America. It will not put military pressure on America. If things are going very well across the world, there will be no need for America to begin to deploy, to begin to form military bases all across the world, and by extension spending a lot of money and then draining their resources. There will be no need. There will be no need for America's educational system to be flooded And those people who are using the educational system as a guise to get into America, some of them are criminals. I'm sorry to say that. Some of them are criminals. Their intention is to stay in America, and they leave the corrupt leaders in their countries. All the professionals that are migrating, they are leaving their corrupt leaders in their countries to continue to siphon the resources, to continue to be corrupt. That is causing. So the more these people leave their countries to all the Western world, to America, for example, they are leaving open ground to breed more corrupt politicians, and by extension, they destroy their countries. So they are not helping matters by leaving their countries. The truth should be told. They are not helping matters by leaving their countries. Let them stay in their countries and help to develop their countries by kicking out corrupt political leaders. By kicking out not corrupt political leaders. Those who are in charge of our institution, they should be held accountable. And somebody said, you talk about revolution. If those who make peaceful changes inevitable will make violent changes. Those who make peaceful changes impossible will make violent changes inevitable. I'm not campaigning for violence. But when you want to change the system via election, and somebody comes to stifle that election, somebody comes with their corrupt cronies in the institutions, and for example, electoral bodies, with their corrupt decision, somebody comes to stifle genuine voices of the people who will want to change their leaders genuinely. Who will want by election, by democracy to change their leader. How do you think there will not be revolution? How? How do you think that there will not be violence? He said, don't encourage. I'm not encouraging violence by all means. I'm a preacher. I'm a man of godliness and spirituality. But how do you think that revolution will not be the solution if by election you cannot remove these leaders who are busy cooking up results? In Nigeria, you saw what happened. You saw what happened. How you saw the nature of, you saw the leader that they came up there. You saw how they read the, you saw how everything happened. And Nigerians genuinely will want to change the system, but they cannot. Donald Trump helped them. You know how they are going to help them? Unbind Nigeria. Let the various nationalities go, and there will be meaningful development in not only Nigeria. If you divide Nigeria, there will be meaningful development springing up. If Somaliland should spread, there will be meaningful development there. If Ambazonia should be free, there will be meaningful development there, and they can cooperate. For example, I know Biafrans. Biafrans can help other nations in Africa to develop. They can help to support the developmental project of other nations. So, unbind Nigeria and by extension, Africa. And that is where I'm drawing the curtain.